So I'm going to get right into the video. I have a brown pencil and I'm going to brush out my eyebrows so they can be more flat and even. And I'm just going to start with lining around my eyebrow to my eyebrow shape. That's the best way I feel like it is to do eyebrows, because sometimes when you make them too thick, they look crazy. And after I line around my eyebrow, I shade inside, but very lightly so it doesn't make it dark. I also brush the front of my eyebrows out because I don't really shade the front of my eyebrows because I don't want them to look too box shaped. As you can tell, my eyebrows, they're kind of small. They don't really grow, but that eyebrow looks just like my other eyebrow, just thicker and darker. Still the same shape. And remember, your eyebrows, they are sisters, not twins, so they're not going to look exactly alike. So after I get done filling my brows in, I go with my MAC concealer brush for my under my eyebrow with LA Pro Girl concealer. That's warm honey. I put some of that on my hand, and then I put my concealer underneath my eyebrows. So I take my concealer brush and I just line directly below my eyebrow line, and I take the concealer and I pull it down my eyelid. And I only do this because it makes it look cleaner, more blended, as well as I'm going to use that as my eyeshadow base. I don't put concealer in the front of my eyebrow. I just put it towards like a little bit after the front of my brow, because I end up using my concealer brush and I push that out, but you guys are going to see that next. So here's my Morphe concealer brush. Like I said, I'm going to put the names below. I'm going to take that brush and spray it with some of my setting spray, and that's the Mario Badescu rose water. Once I spray that, I just take my concealer brush and I pull down my concealer a little bit more, blending it in, and I pull it to the front of my eyebrow. And boom, that's my eyebrow tutorial. But I'm going to go ahead and do the other side as well. I'm just going to take my pencil and go back and underline my eyebrows and brush it out just so I can get that more firm eyebrow look, because sometimes the concealer does take away from that. But oh, and I also don't conceal the top of my eyebrows. It looks unnatural. I'm going to take that same flat concealer brush and take warm honey and put it directly on my eyelid, because this is going to start the base for my eyeshadow. So once my eyeshadow base is all set, I'm going to go in with the Morphe Natural palette. Now this was the first palette I ever bought ever when I started doing makeup, maybe like 5 years ago, but I lost it, so I bought another one from Ulta. This is how it looks on the inside. I'm going to go in with a Morphe eyeshadow brush. Morphe has really good brushes, y'all. You can go to Ulta or the Morphe store. They're like $6 to $8. So I'm going to take that brush and go in with this like tan color. That's going to start my transition colors. So after I go with that tan color, I'm going to go in with a light brown shade. And that's going to be my second transition color. I'm just going to put that right on and below my first transition color. And I'm going to use the same brush for that. As you can see, my eyeshadow is coming together already. I could have stopped there, but I'm like, I want a little flare, a little Christmas flare. Now I'm going to go in with my Sade Hello Beauty Cosmetics palette. I'm going to use, I was trying to figure out what color I want to use. I'm like, what color? So I decided that I was going to go with the green. And here's another, oh, that's an e.l.f. brush actually. So I'm going to use an e.l.f. flat brush and I'm going to go in with the green color. I'm going to just pat that green right on my eyelid in the middle. So I'm going to take that same Morphe brush and just blend in my greens and my browns. After that, I'm going to go with my LA Pro Girl Prep Primer. And I'm just going to put that all over my face. Once I prime my face, I'm going to go in with Maybelline's Fit Me 355 Dewy Foundation. And since it's winter, I'm actually a little bit lighter than usual. So I'm going to mix it. And I'm going to use my Morphe buffing brush to blend that in. Here's the color I'm going to mix it with, 332. That's by Maybelline as well. So I'm just putting a little bit of that on my face to see if it looks right. And I'm thinking in the mirror like it looks a little bit light, so I put a little bit more 355 in there to mix it with. So I'll just put that on my face. I'm going to put that on my cheeks, my nose, my forehead, my chin, just all around my face. Make sure you get your ears and your neck when you put on your foundation because your face is going to be a totally different color than your ears and your neck. And just blend, blend, blend as much as you can. Blend it out. I'm going to take LA Pro Girl Concealer Fawn, and I'm going to use this as my highlight. I'm going to go ahead and put this under my eyes, on my nose, above my lip, and on my chin, and a little on my forehead. Today I'm going to wet this E.L.F. Beauty Blender, and then I'm going to start my blending process for my highlight. I also use my concealer brush for the little parts that my blender won't get to, so it can be blended out smoothly. And this is really the most important part about doing your makeup, because you have to make sure your under eye concealer is well blended, because if it's not, you're going to be looking real ghostly. After blending Fawn in, I'm going to go in with a little bit of warm honey in those same areas. Now I'm going to go in with my Sacha Buttercup powder, and I'm going to bake everywhere that I highlighted at. I'm going to take this E.L.F. triangle brush, and I'm going to use some brown blush that I got from M.A.C, and that's what I use to conceal my face. It is a powder. Here it is, y'all. I was getting distracted. And this is just a small contour brush that I got with my first makeup kit. So it doesn't really have a name, but I go on my nose with this. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe off that powder. This is a E.L.F. blush brush that I have for years, so it's missing the leg on it. Well, it's thick. And now I'm going to go in with the E.L.F. powder brush so I can do more contour on my forehead. Take my same spray and just go ahead and spray my face so my makeup can set. This is some lash glue liner that I got from Ulta, and I highly, highly, highly recommend this, okay? This is very good for beginners because all I had to do was like put it on my eye as eyeliner and sit my lashes on it. So I'm going to show you guys this. I literally just set my lash on my eye and fixed it up a little bit, and it was on there. Like, this is some good stuff, y'all. So I'm looking at myself like, okay, one of my lashes not on right. I look cross-eyed or lazy-eyed. So I had to take that lash off and put it back on. Now for my highlight, I'm going to go in with some Gold Deposit by M.A.C. I'm going to go in with my inner corners of my eye, on my nose, and I'm also going to do my cheekbones. After this, I'm going to take some pink blush by M.A.C and go and put some blush on. I'm going to do a little fake smile, blush it up. Next, I'm going to go in with some Cocoa Lip Liner by Sade Halo Cosmetics and just line around my lips. I really don't overline because I already have full lips. Here's me trying to decide which NYX lippy to use. I decided on Maybelline. I'm just going to take some white eyeliner and go on my waterline with it. After doing some final touches, I'm going to just put a little bit more eyeshadow on. I did my contour, put some more blush on. This is the final look.